Hey everyone, it's Jerry Robert. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm the author of The Millionaire Mindset. Publish your book and grow rich, multiply your business, conquer. I could just go on. Lots of books, millions and millions of dollars being raised through using a book as a marketing tool, as an income booster. I've taught over 3 million people. I've been on programs with people like Tony Robbins, Richard Branson, Robert Kiyosaki, Harv Eker, all the big speakers. I speak to tens of thousands of people at a time and over 3 million in the past 27 years. I'm the guy who helps people publish books and publishing them in an entrepreneurial fashion. I show people how to use a book to change their financial destiny, to change their business. And I am thrilled that you're here on video number 4. We've covered everything from the must factor. We've talked about the missing ingredients. We've shown you how to write a book in 40 hours. If you haven't seen the other 3 videos in this series, you want to make sure to get one. But this one particularly is so powerful. I've got something so phenomenal for you at the end of this video where you'll have an opportunity to decide whether maybe I'm the guy to help you get this book out. If you're responding to this 60-day challenge and you've come through the last 4 videos, you're motivated, you're excited. And I want to tell you, though, that this particular video may be painful. I'm going to show you what it takes to get your book out, as these people have who've attended my seminars. All of these books I have published in my publishing company, Black Card Books. And I want to read you something very quickly from Petra's book, Living on Purpose. At the end of her book, she has a chapter on if not you, who? And this particular quote is very relevant for this particular video. It says, there are 2 types of pain, one that hurts you and the other that changes you. This particular video may be painful to you. Now, I'm hoping to be honest with you and tell you the truth, but you may not want to hear it. And so I understand my motivation is I want you to experience what I experience. I go right around the world 5 or 6 times every year. I earn tens of millions. Do you hear what I'm saying? Tens of millions of dollars I bring in every year from the stage. And I went from poverty, like we were on welfare. My family grew up in Ontario housing, government. My parents couldn't even provide the basics of life, like food and shelter, without government assistance. I've been able to change people's lives all over the world. 3 million people. I'm on stages with people all the time, like Tony Robbins. I was just with him in Australia and in England, and I'm going next month to Denver with him. I'm going to be with him in Phoenix. I've just spoken in India with Robert Kiyosaki, and I was in Australia a few months back with Richard Branson and Harv Eker and all the biggest 5,000, 10,000 people at a time. I've had somebody, one particular guy that I know of, my book literally saved his life. Everything was set up in his garage to commit suicide until he read my book. I've been able to change people's marriages and their businesses and their income and their self-esteem. And so I implore you to listen carefully to this video. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to talk to you about something that's going to cause you to take some action. I hope to give you some action, some impetus to maybe let me help you. Yeah, I'm going to try and sell you something. I'm going to show you something that is, been very helpful to help other people. But what I'm about to say in the first part, you may not like. And I say that because I want you to change. And sometimes you need to hear the truth. In these 4 videos that I've been going through, I'm trying to give you the impetus to get your book done in 60 days, the paradigm of completion. If you haven't seen video, when you want to watch and find out the one tool that'll get you to have this book done, video number 2, we covered the must factor. What is the 4 tools that you need to get this thing done? And then I showed you in the last video how to get the book written in 40 hours. But this video is using the power of others to get your book published. And it's a syndrome. I call it the accountability syndrome. You need to be held accountable for your actions and your inaction. And that's what I want to do. And I start off by telling you a story of what happened to me when I met my mentor's mentor. And if you remember the story, if you have heard the story, but I was challenged by my mentor, my financial mentor. He told me that I could make in 1 month what I used to make in 1 year. I was earning about $100,000 a year at that time, and he told me that I could make that much in a month. I thought he was crazy. I didn't believe that I could do that. That had never entered my consciousness. And that's the good thing about a mentor, by the way. They help you think about things you never really thought about before. And that's what I want to do for you. I'm telling you, your life will be changed. Your business will be changed. Your impact will be changed. Your speaking will be changed. Your brand will be changed. Your status in the marketplace, your identity, your self-esteem, everything will be changed once you get your book. He told me that I could make in a month what I used to make in a year. I decided to go to his seminar. It cost me $7,500. That was US. That was a lot of money. I was completely broke. I could not afford it, but I decided I had to stop just thinking about changing my life. I had to do something. Do. You hear the word? Do something. Well, I couldn't afford it, but I went to that seminar. I borrowed the money to go on credit cards. And I go to that seminar because I realized that I had so often thought that you become successful just by learning, and I realized that I had to do something. And I go to this seminar. It was a week-long seminar, and the first speaker was this guy, Val Vanderwall. And Val comes on stage, and he was a big guy. He was very eccentric, a real weirdo, weirdest guy I've ever met. He's wearing fuchsia-colored coats. He was just way out there, and he prances on stage, you know. Now, we had all just spent $7,500 to go to this seminar, and he comes on and he's just looking around, looking at for like an uncomfortable 5 minutes, it seemed. And he just was looking at everybody right in the eye. And then he says this: "You're all idiots." Just like that. I mean, imagine starting a seminar by telling everybody that they're idiots. And I thought to myself, wow, I just paid $7,500 to hear that. He didn't learn that opening technique from Toastmasters, I'll tell you that. And he said, I don't mean to be disrespectful. When anybody says they don't mean to be disrespectful, they mean to be disrespectful. Anyway, he said, listen, all of you paid money, incredible amount of money to be here, and most of you won't do a damn thing with what you learned here. Oh my goodness. I thought to myself, well, that may be true of everybody else, but it's not true of me. I'm so tired of trying. I'm so tired of struggling. I'm so tired of striving so hard. I knew at some point it had to be my time. I knew at some point that I was destined for more than what I was achieving. I knew at some point I could be better, grow more, have better impact, make more money, have a better life. I knew that at some point it had to be my time, and I decided that now it was going to be my time. And this guy was going to help me, and I was going to change. And I was not leaving this seminar the same way I came. And I would hope that this video could do that for you. Now it's a short period of time, and it's not costing you $7,500. It should, because if you're willing to act on it, it'll change your destiny. He said, you're all idiots, and you won't do, most of you, the things you're paying us to teach you to do. And at that time, I thought to myself, he seems awfully harsh. But after now, that was 27 years ago. After all this time, the guy was right. I think back to when that happened, and the amount of people I know still today, this day, people I met at that seminar who've never achieved much. What was the difference between me and them? I was broke when I went, and today I'm financially independent. Today I never need to work another day as long as I live. Today I bring in tens of millions every year. I've got a company that might soon go public. Hundreds of millions I'll be worth. And I'm not telling you that to brag. I'm the guy who got kicked out of school when I was 15. I was the guy who went to that seminar broke. What's the difference between me and those other guys? I know a guy yesterday. I just saw a guy yesterday on Facebook, completely broke. Was at that same seminar. I said to myself, I'm going to listen to what this guy said. I got a mentor and I did what he said. That's what I want you to get from me. That's what I want to do for you, is be your mentor. But I'm not going to be your mentor if you're not going to take action. There's no way I can be your mentor if you're not willing to hear the truth. I'm not going to be your mentor if you're not willing to step out and do something different. I'm not going to be your mentor if you're not willing to follow advice. And so I would hope that this next few minutes, even though it's going to be a tough thing to hear, that you would keep an open mind, that you would decide that now is your time, that now you're finally going to make this book happen for yourself, that you've responded so far to these videos and you're going to move into action and you're following assignments and you're responding and you decided and you're going to make this thing happen. And if you are, then I'd like to mentor you. He said a few things to us that day that really stuck in my head. And I know a lot of this won't apply to you, but some of it may. He said most people here give lip service to wanting to go to the next level. They talk about it. Like you talk about your book. You've been talking about it, some of you for ages, some of you for years, some of you for decades, about getting this book done. When are you going to actually do it? When are you going to join the ranks of these people? Seriously, when are you going to be like these people and get your book done? See, they stopped talking about it. They got a mentor and did what he said, me. They now reap the benefits of having a book as a marketing tool, having a book as a way to separate themselves from everybody else who does what they do. They use this book to influence. This is Joken's book, who teaches seminars on how to invest in real estate for the non-professional investor. Dr. Bergen, who uses his book in his practice. Consultant Dr. Jose Cross uses her book in South Africa. I mean, there's just so many people. I want you to understand that if you're going to get this book, you got to give more than lip service to this. Thinking about it, talking about it doesn't do a damn thing. He also said that most people here require the approval of UUB people. And UUB stands for unhealthy, unhappy, and broke people. See, you may be waiting for somebody to give you approval to write this book. To hell with that. Give yourself permission. I give you permission right now. Do it. Listen, you don't need the approval of anyone. You don't need a PhD. You don't need any more money. You don't need any more experience. You don't need to learn English. You don't need to learn writing. You just need to decide to do it. You don't need anybody's approval. Give yourself approval, man. Learn to stand alone and be strong. He said that most people here will never follow advice. And this is where this may hurt you. But you've been listening to these tapes now, 4 of them. And my question to you is, have you followed advice? I've asked you, if you followed these 4 videos, I've asked you 4 times to email me. Have you done it? If you haven't done it, you got to ask yourself, when are you going to start following advice? This book isn't just going to happen by accident. It's not just going to fall out of your head. And if you haven't done what I've asked you to do so far, turn off the tape. You're not serious. If you're not serious, don't go on. See, education without application only leads to frustration. Stop frustrating yourself, man. Either fish or cut bait. Most people, he said, will never follow advice. And it's strange that people pay me money to follow advice and they don't, to learn my advice, and they don't follow it. The other thing he said is most people here will give up in a week or 2. Are you going to give up on this dream, on this goal? Well, if you put into practice the things I've said so far, you're going to keep moving. It's not that difficult once you move. He said most people here use the BJE philosophy of life. That's blame, justify, and make excuses. See, you can say it's me, you can say it's time, you can say it's not the right time of year, you don't have enough knowledge, you don't have enough ideas, you don't know where to start, you're not good enough, your spelling is bad. You can use all kinds of excuses, but you're either going to be a BJE kind of person or you're going to be a doer. What's it going to be? Just imagine holding up your book in the next 60 to 90 days. And I'm telling you, you can do it, but not if you're full of excuses. He says most people here will attend to their gardens more than their mind. See, the problem is it's what's going on up here. I'm going to give you the tools, but if you don't overcome the paradigm that keeps you where you are, there's nothing I can do. The paradigm of allowing postponement, hassles, obstacles, challenges, opinions to stop you from something that'll change your life, you've got to overcome that. And so he laid out several different steps on how to become a good mentoree. You see, I'm willing to help you. I'm willing to help you, but you've got to take some action. And that's what I want for you today. Let me show you, because I've been in this business now for 27 years, almost 30 years doing this. And I've been mentored since I was 18. You see, when I was 18, I was on a path going to total destruction. All of my uncles, all of my cousins, my brother, my father, everybody was drug addicts, alcoholics, or criminals. My dad died at 54 from booze. 7 months later, my older brother died from drugs. I'm telling you, I was headed down the wrong path, and I understood the power of being mentored, and I got a spiritual mentor who completely changed my life. His name is Norm Sharkey, and he's still my mentor today, 37 years ago. And I'm telling you, the power of being mentored is the reason why I'm alive. And I want to be your mentor, but you need to have certain attributes. Let me tell you what the best mentorees are. So the best mentorees act. Now that's tough because most people don't act. They don't like to act. They would rather learn. They would rather contemplate. They'd rather think about. They'd rather postpone. I want people who are willing to act. And if I get somebody who like does what I say, holy smokes, I'm quick to help them more. I remembered this. I could go on to tell you lots of them. My CEO today, Jean-Guy Francoeur, I met him. I gave him a suggestion. He acted on it. Boom, just like that. I want to help him more. I could go on. All of the people that I currently mentor are people. They're not talkers. They walk the talk. And I want that for you. And so if you're willing to be a person of action, this book's going to happen for you. The other thing is the best mentorees don't argue. My mentor told me this. He said, I'll help you, but if you start arguing with me, I'm done. I haven't got time to argue. I bring in tens of millions of dollars a year, folks. I brought in over $100 million into my bank account and that of my partners, and I haven't even started yet. I think the next 5 years are going to be friggin' phenomenal. So I haven't got time to argue with you. I know my stuff works. Somebody said, what's your success rate? I said, shut up. What's yours? Listen, if you follow my advice, this book will happen and your life will change, but not if you argue. The other thing is the best mentorees learn to let things go. If you have tried something and it didn't work and you failed, instead of beating yourself up forever, just let it go. You may have an idea that you're holding on to and you hold it tight. Let it go. The people who respond best to advice of a good coach or a good mentor are those people who are able to learn which things to hold tightly and which things to let go. The next point is to give permission to create pain. You see, very frequently, I have said to my mentor, in fact, just last year, I went on a world trip with my spiritual mentor. Now, just keep this in mind. I travel all over the world. I'm the CEO of the fastest growing book publishing company on the planet right now based upon title acquisition. We have over 632 authors whose books we're publishing right now. I bring in tens of millions of dollars. I have a big, huge company, over 100 employees, or close to 100 employees who work for us full-time on my payroll. I knew I'd be spending 2 weeks with Norm. The first thing I said to him, Norm, if there's anything you see in me that you see as hampering my progress, I give you permission. Please tell me. Because, we all have blind spots. I had a big Mercedes one time and I was fascinated because it beeped when there was a car in my blind spot. I found that fascinating because I recognize that everybody has blind spots. And somebody else can see something that you can't see. You got to give your mentor permission. I wonder how many of you'd give me permission to kick your ass when you need it. Give people, your mentor, the power to create pain, and they're more willing to help you. The other thing is, remember to give energy, not suck energy. If you've ever come to one of my seminars or go to any seminar or watch, there's some people who come to the speaker and they suck energy away instead of give energy. And you give energy by doing. You give energy by saying and repeating the good things that have happened. You give feedback that things that they recommended works. Asking for more advice. Giving them permission to nail you when you need to be nailed. Give you permission to get things out of your way. Give energy to your mentor. Don't take it. And then this next point is to report progress. Send your mentor. You know how infrequently I get emails of people telling, I get a lot, and I live for those. I live for people to report the progress. Let your mentor know how you're progressing. Tell them the progression. You've just finished another chapter. Ask them for advice. Send that chapter to your Facebook people and ask them for feedback on your writing. Report progress. I think that helps everybody. And the last thing is proximity. Now, pay close attention to this one. Whenever my mentor was in town doing a seminar, I was always the first one there and the last one to leave. I would move boxes, set up chairs, do whatever I can, help with registration. I'd ask if I could introduce him. I would do the announcements. I would do whatever I can because I knew that just being close to my mentor, I would learn. More is caught than taught. Every chance you can, get close to your mentor, whether that's on a Skype call, a webinar, an actual event. If you can drive them to the airport, do whatever you can to stay close to the mentor. That's why I'm excited about this next thing I want to talk to you about. It's an opportunity for you and I to be closer. It's an opportunity for you to learn from me. It's an opportunity for you to go to the next level. It's an opportunity for you to stop talking about getting this book out and getting it done. Are you ready? Let me show you how I might be able to help you. Pay close attention. Grab a pen. I'm going to ask you to act. At the end of this next little bit, I'm going to give you a challenge. I'm going to give you a short time frame. And if you're not ready, you're not ready. But if you're serious, you will know what's coming. You will see the opportunity in front of you. And you're going to act. And you're going to act quickly. And if you do act quickly, I'm going to give you a reward. In fact, the last few seconds of this video, I'm going to do something absolutely incredible that I've never done before, that those of you who are smart, those of you who are willing to put into action those things you've learned in this tape, in these 4 video series, you'll recognize very quickly as a gift from me, from my heart to yours, saying, let's get this book done. All right, pay close attention to this. How do you get all of this? How can you have me help you be your mentor? Well, I want to talk to you about something that I offer called the Kick in the Butt service. The Kick in the Butt premium service is an opportunity for me to do just that. See, most of you need a kick in the ass to get this book done. And I can do lots of things for you. I can give you a hug, and I will. When you do, when you need some support, I'll pat you on the back when you're moving forward. But for a lot of you, you need a good, swift kick in the behind to get this book done.
And tell Mommy again what you said you were going to do to him if he came here.
I said I'm going to kick his ass.
Oh. That's not nice.
If he's going to come in here, he's going to kick my ass.
He will?
Yeah. He'll come out in the movie. He will come out and kick my ass.
Okay.
And I can kick his ass.
Okay. But that's not a nice word. You should say kick his butt.
Oh.
Now I'm going to move through this quickly. This is a very unique service. It's very expensive and it's not for everybody. And then at the very end, I'm going to do something for a few of you who are willing to act in a short period of time frame. And the last few minutes will just blow your mind. So pay close attention. This has a lot of features to it, and I want you to get them, and I'm going to go through them quickly. Here's what you get when you join my Kick in the Butt service. When you join this is an annual coaching program. It's a way for me to help you. Monthly, you will get interviews from people like this whose books are actually out. Every month, you'll hear from an expert who's actually done it. Specific obstacles that they faced. What are some things that they learned? What are some obstacles that they've overcome? How are they using their book to get more speaking, for example? How are they using their book, for instance, James, one of our authors, he's using his book to sell $30,000 coaching programs. He's using it to sell a $100,000 certification program. How do you get publicity? Igor is using his book to get 10 times the income in his business. So you get a chance to have an in-depth interview every single month in a live webcast, and they'll talk about how to plan the right book. How were they able to get the right book for them? How to write the right book? What is the problems that they've overcome, and what tools did they use? How were they able to publish their book, and where do you go to get testimonials, and how were they able to get testimonials? What did they use? They'll talk about funding their book, on how they were able to get other people to pay for all of the costs associated with this. What are the challenges? Who do they go after? What was the approach with getting interviews and those sort of things? And then we'll get interviews where people will go through specifically what have they done with the book? How were they able to use the book, for instance, as Suzanne Miles did, to get speaking engagements in Australia, and how Andrea was able to get speaking engagements from Romania to England, and how Millie was able to use, or Lily rather, able to use her book to get on TV in Australia. The other thing you get is you get access to all of our archives. These are interviews, coaching calls, trainings, mentoring sessions. You get access to all of those on an ongoing basis. The other interesting thing is we're making people now having access to our data vault. These are 27 years of my swipe files. These are sample documents. They are brochures and flyers and worksheets and sample advertisements and coaching calls, all kinds of things that I've been able to glean over the years. This is my personal data vault of what I go through when I'm creating a new document, a new seminar, a new form. Everything that I've accumulated in the past 27 years is on here, and you get access to the whole thing. Of course, we have a private members group where you're able to interact with people who are in the Kick in the Butt Premium service. And this is powerful. I'm telling you, the advice and the growth that happens on this private members group is phenomenal. Then we have monthly coaching webinars. So these webinars where myself and our coaches, our publishing coaches and consultants will walk you through your specific issues. And these are very practical. They're live, and they were also recorded on specific things related to challenges. What are the problems you're overcoming? And we'll address those in a hot seat type of fashion in upcoming webinars. One of the things that you'll get as part of the Kick in the Butt service is a complete media kit designed for you, following our format. Now, the format we use is very proprietary, and our media kits have been able to get people onto Time Magazine. So we will design that media kit for you, all branded in accordance with your book. If you're in the Kick in the Butt Premium service, you get to re-attend our Publish a Book and Grow Rich boot camps for life. And you'll want to come to those even after your book comes out, because we're always adding new material and changing that material, and you want, again, for proximity purposes. Now, the big part of this is you get a Kick in the Butt Premium personal Kick in the Butt coach. Now, this person is going to hold you accountable. That person is somebody you're going to go to for specific advice. They're going to give you specific assignments. And if this book is a must for you, then you need to have a coach who's willing to kick your ass. And that's what our personal coaches do. The other thing is you'll have access to them through office hours. That means you'll get a special notification when they are available for instant help as you're working through this. And they'll be on you. I'm telling you, don't do this if you're not serious about getting your book done in the next 60 to 90 days. They will hold you accountable, and it's a powerful service. Here's another interesting thing that we're just starting. This is going to blow your mind. We're going to have mass writing sessions. So we're going to have specific sessions throughout the year where we're going to bring everybody who's in the Kick in the Butt premium service together to write together, online and live. That means for a specific 3 or 4 hour period, we're all going to go online into one special place, and we're all just going to write. And we're going to have sessions where we're going to write, and then we're going to have people report back to us how it's going. What's the word count? And then we're going to have rewards and contests on how much are you getting written. And I'm telling you, this is going to blow your mind. No one else in the world does mass writing sessions like this. There'll actually be contests where we're going to give away Apple products and Ritz-Carlton weekend stays and even airline tickets and cash if people will hit certain word counts during a particular contest. You're going to love this. It's an incentive to get and overcome writer's block. You'll have times when you'll have access to a professional editor who works full-time on our salary to edit your book. You may have a question. You may want them to read a certain section, see if it's well written, if you're in the right frame of mind. This is live. It's one-on-one, and you'll have access to our live professional editor. Now, get this. This is going to cost you a lot of money to do this. If you want to join the premium service, I'm telling you, and it's worth every penny. It's worth 10 times what you're going to pay me. But I came up with this idea. If you finish your book within your commitment date, so we're going to get you to establish a commitment date. If you get your book written by that time frame, I'm going to refund your entire tuition. Now, I'm going to do this with Black Card Bucks, but you'll get it all back if you get it done by a certain time frame. So if that's not a motivator to get your book done in a certain time frame, nothing will. Now, here's another thing, and this is where I'm telling you, you got to be serious if you're going to join this. We will provide to you self-assessment and appropriate kick in the butt. So that means on a regular basis, you're going to assess your progress, and we're going to use a process of escalation. That means if you're not progressing, we're going to kick your ass. And if that doesn't work, it's going to go up to a department head. If that doesn't work, it's going to go to a director. If that doesn't work, it's going to go to Jean-Guy, my CEO. And if that doesn't work, it's going to come to me. And I'm telling you something, I'll go to your friggin' house if I have to. This book is going to get done. You've paid us to kick your ass. We're going to kick your ass. I'll make your life terrible. I'm telling you, if you're serious about getting this book done and you're giving me permission to hold you accountable, I'm going to do it. I don't take that job lightly. So don't do this if you're not willing to make it happen. All right, so let's talk about how this works. This is an ongoing service until your book is done. And this is all going to be priced in US dollars. Let me go through the money and show you how it costs. And again, I'm telling you, it's not for everybody. But if you are going to use your book in an entrepreneurial fashion and you're saying that this is the year it has to happen, then you'll want to pay close attention to this. And then again, the very last slide in a few minutes, I'm going to do something unprecedented that'll cause some of you to act right away. And if you don't act right away, I don't want you in my program, frankly, because if it takes somebody a long time to decide, it takes them a long time to do anything. All right, so let's talk about the money. The price, $14,000, will be the regular price, $14,000. Now, again, I'm not making any apology. It's a lot of money, but I got 2 more bonuses for you, and I'm going to do something phenomenal at the very end. So again, we want to reward those of you who are willing to act quickly. And so the price will drop from $14,000 to $9,999. So that's a today only price. If you wait, it'll be up. Now this is a new service we're offering. And so you got to act. And listen, if you've come to our seminars and you haven't got your book done by now, paying 10 grand to get your book done is worth every penny if you're willing to act. Some of you, it's costing you 10 times this by not acting. So the deposit we require is $5,000. You need to make 12 monthly payments of $416. There's 0 interest on those payments, and there's a 12-month prepayment, 12 payments, and you can prepay at any time. So instead of paying $14,000, you'll pay $999. The deposit will be $499 and $416 for 12 months. But and again, if you're able to pay in full instead of paying the $10,000, you can pay $5,999. Because some people will want to pay in full. That puts it right on the line for you. Now, Tony said this: to ensure that change is lasting, the commitment has to be overwhelming. Because if I offered this for free, you wouldn't do anything. Most of you haven't done anything because this 4 videos have been free. You wouldn't even take 5 minutes to email me your seriousness score. Now, if you've done it, congratulations, but most people don't, That's because the commitment is not overwhelming. It has to overcome the forces of inertia that hold our old behaviors and beliefs in place. And that's why I'm charging you money. And I'm charging you a lot of money. And I make no apologies. It's worth every penny. Because I know what a book will do for you. I know what it'll do for you financially. And I also know if you don't pay money, you won't do a damn thing. Now, I want to reward you with a couple more things. I'm going to do 2 more things. One is I will design a professional cover for you. Our covers are phenomenal. We will take care of designing a front cover JPEG just like this, totally customized for you. And then the next bonus I've never offered before. This is the first time I'm introducing this. This is going to blow your mind. This is called the Virtual Ghostwriter. I have thousands, over 30,000 files that are copyright free. I have the rights to them. We've pre-ghost written your book. Now, this doesn't apply to everybody, but if you've been thinking about it and you need some help with ghostwriting your book, we got you covered. The Ghostwriter software is phenomenal. We have over 30,000 files already pre-written on your topic, on most topics. Now, not every topic, but if you're writing for business or family or finance or personal development, we've got thousands of files on personal development, on depression, on goals, on gratitude, grief, hobbies. There are topics on self-development. There's topics on writing, on improving your life, on affirmations, on the law of attraction, on friendships, on medical, on being, on overcoming negativity. And these are all copyright free. You could literally just cut and paste your book together in one day. Now, you're going to have to customize it and change it around and make it your own. And when a chapter gets used, we pull it out and replace it with someone else. But if you're writing on careers, for example, well, we've got over 3,000 files, 3,000 articles, including complete books. Now, you might want to use a portion of it and change it around and move it around. It's a treasure chest of content for those of you who need content, and it's appropriate. Now, it's not appropriate for everybody, but the reality is if you want to get your book written fast, the Virtual Ghostwriter is crazy, man. Crazy. You'll pay $6,000 to $25,000 to get your book ghostwritten, and now all of the content in the Virtual Ghostwriter, over 30,000 books, over 30,000 files are available for you to download. You get access to all of that if you're in the premium service. Now, here's the offer. I want to do a couple final things for those of you who are willing to act right now. So this offer will go away in 60 minutes from today, from right now. If you do not act in the next 1 hour, we're pulling this away. But wait, here's what I'm willing to do for those of you who are willing to act fast. So instead of paying $10,000, if you are willing to act in the next hour, the price drops to $5,999. So that means the deposit, instead of spending $5,000 on the deposit, get this, for $2,499. Now you need to act fast. So grab a pen. You're gonna see a website and on what to act on. But instead of spending $5,000 deposit for $2,499, you can get in on this, and instead of spending 12 monthly payments of $416, it's $291. You see what I'm saying here? I want you to act, and if you're not willing to act in the next hour, you lose this offer, this final offer. And if you're willing to pay in full, instead of spending $6,000, the fee will be $4,499. But you gotta act, and you gotta act fast. That's my wish for you folks. Again, I hope these videos have been helpful for you. I want to see you and your book done. I want you to act right now. there's action that you need to take, and that'll appear on this screen or somewhere on this page. There's action that you need to take. I want you to take that action. I want you to respond. Recognize that now is your time, that this must happen for you, and I'm the guy to help you do it. And if you do that, man, I'm going to be so proud of you. You're showing me and you're showing the world that you're serious and you've responded to this 60-day challenge. This is Jerry Robert. God bless you. See you soon.